All right, what is up, everyone? My name is Chris, and today we have some hockey news. Actually, it was yesterday when all this came out, but since I decided that I made the redraft video, I decided that I would basically try to get as much information as I can on this in the later stages of last night and a little bit of this morning, and record it now, which is really like in the afternoon. But the NHL has announced that Phase 2 will begin on June 8th. We also got some playoff, information and stuff like that about after each series in the round robin and the play-ins. After all that, when it's the 16 teams, every series is just like a traditional playoffs, 7-game series. Very good news, which means we have more hockey, which is very good to know. And all the playoffs after that will also be bracketed. So once it's the 16 teams, 1 will play 8, 2 play 7, 3 play 6, and 4 will play 5, just like a traditional playoffs would normally be. So what you're probably asking the question, what is Phase 2? Phase 2, which begins this Monday, June 8th. It is basically where players can practice in small groups, a max of 6, and they have plus a limited number of club staff. So I'm going to read all this statement here from the NHL. Beginning June 8th, subject to club satisfaction of all requirements set out in the Phase 2 protocol, clubs will be permitted to reopen their training facilities in their home cities to allow players to participate in individualized training facilities, in parentheses, off ice and on ice. Players will be participating on a voluntary basis and will be scheduled to small groups, which is maxed at 6 at a time, plus the limited number of club staff. The various measures set out in the Phase 2 protocol are intended to provide players with a safe and controlled environment in which to resume their conditioning. Phase 2 is not a substitute for training camp, and it continues all necessary preparations for Phase 2, including those that require player participation, in parentheses, education, diagnostic testing, scheduling for medicals, etc., can begin immediately. The NHL and NHLPA continue to negotiate over an agreement on the resumption of play. So this is good news. This is definitely good news to hear because it's another step in the right direction. I personally do not know, and I also I did not see anything when they said that Phase 3 will start, which is basically when all of the teams can practice as a team. You can actually go in like it's just like a normal practice again. But this is good news for Phase 2. Now, there was also some more stuff that came out with the NHLPA, which is definitely a good sign to hear, and the NHL, which they announced yesterday. And this kind of leads more into the, basically, it really leads into the way the playoffs are going to work. So my thing is that everything will be bracketed now, so I like that. I think that's cool. Now, one thing is too is that when these things are bracketed, it's going to be a little bit, I don't know if it's like, to me, I don't know if it's like confusing, but this is what the NHL said. So the qualifying round will be composed of a best of 5 series. All other rounds, first round, second round, conference finals, Stanley Cup finals, will be a best of 7 series. So that is what I just told you. Seeding format in each succeeding round of the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs. The highest remaining seed in each conference will face the lowest remaining seed, and the second remaining will face the second lowest. And then the round robin tiebreaker, ties in the round robin, featuring the top 4 teams from each conference, will be broken by regular season points percentage. So basically, say the Flyers and Bruins both have 5 points at the end of the round robin, Boston would get first, and the Flyers would get second because Boston had a higher points percentage in the regular season. So that is definitely good to know as well, because so now we kind of have an understanding of how it's going to work. And this is another thing that they said for quote unquote home ice. So in the qualifying round, the higher seeding team will be designated as the home team in games 1, 2, and 5. The lower seeded team will be designated as the home team in games 3 and 4. In the first round, second round, and conference finals, the higher seeded team will be designated as the home team in games 1, 2, 5, and 7. The lower seeded will be designated as the home team in games 3, 4, and 6. So it's really just like a regular playoffs after that. Basically, like, you get home ice advantage. Technically, this is home ice advantage. And really, you basically just wear a darker jersey. That's really all this really is. And I guess you could say the rules are a little more favored in you if that's how we're gonna look at this. So 1, 2, 5, and 7, 3, 4, and 6, just how any other playoffs normally would be. In the Cup final, the team with the higher regular season points percentage will be designated as the home team in games 1, 2, 5, and 7. the team with the lower regular season points percentage will be designated as the home team in games 3, 4, and 6. So really, it's pretty self-explanatory there, but it's kind of just like who gets home, who does this, and they're basically just explaining that really, after all this stuff happens with the play-in and the round robin, it's regular playoffs. That's basically what this is. And this is definitely good news, because the thing is that we were kind of waiting for this. And I'm now excited for it, because the thing is, too, is that we get to see hockey. like that's the thing. Like, I'm very excited for sports, live sports, to be coming back. Obviously, it's just a crazy time right now, and obviously, like, I think if the sports were able to come back, and now we hear that the NBA is coming back, and now the NHL is releasing more stuff, this is definitely going to be good, and I'm really excited for hockey to be coming back. So let me know what you guys think below on all this stuff with the round robins and all that stuff, and what do you think? Are you excited? Do you not like it? Do this, do that, whatever. And again, please remember, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.